a space for realignment, self-responsibility, and the kind of clarity that changes everything. I am Elizabeth Walter, life coach, EFT tapping specialist, and the author of The Fairy Elephant Effect, and a guide for people ready to stop shrinking and start living from truth. In this podcast, we explore emotional resilience, shifting the stories that no longer serve us, living with more energy, not less, as we grow. We have fantastic guests on the podcast that come along and share their fairy elephant effects. And when you get to choose your next chapter on your own terms. I speak from experience, not theory. And what I share has helped hundreds of others reclaim their power and return to themselves. You won't find fluff or false promises, just real conversations, grounded truths, and honest encouragement. You matter because everything starts and ends with you. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Fairy Elephant Effect podcast. Last week we talked about language as a portal, how the words we use shape the energy of our lives. And today we're moving from language into action. And that action is boundaries. Because boundaries are not walls, they are bridges back to your own self-connection. This episode is about choosing you without the guilt, because we all know that guilt can stop us from taking action. Why boundaries matter? Boundaries are not punishment, they are not rejection, and they are definitely not selfish. Instead, boundaries are an act of self-connection. They are the way we say to ourselves, I matter too. Think about how easy it is to lose yourself in the expectations of others. Someone asks for your time, your energy, your attention. And without even thinking, you just say yes. I've done that, you've done that. Not because you want to, but because you feel you should. Oh, that word should. So over time, these little yeses pile up, and we may have 100 yeses we've said to, and that expectation, heaviness, and pressure can be very overwhelming. And suddenly you are also saying no to yourself the same amount of times without even realizing it a lot. We have this pressure that we need to be doing and doing things for others, and we don't put ourselves on the list. But that is actually what life looks like with no boundaries. It's a slow lack of energy, a steady drift into resentment, and a quiet loss of yourself, or it's just days and days of overwhelm because you put yourself under so much pressure and having to perform and please others. Boundaries can stop that drift, and they can anchor you back to you. Now let's look just very briefly here at the difference between a boundary and a wall. Walls keep people out, and they're built from fear, hurt, or need to protect ourselves from pain. And sometimes walls feel necessary when we're healing. We have to say, no, I'm going to park that. I need to leave that for now because that is too big or hurtful or hard for me. But if we keep everyone out forever, we are also blocking connection, intimacy, and growth. So boundaries are different. Boundaries allow connection with clarity. They say, this is where I stand. This is where I feel safe. This is where I can meet you without losing me. Oh, how does that sound, Lewis? And here's something really important. Boundaries allow us to stay on our side of the street emotionally. Now, you've heard me talk about this because it's so important that we're not over there all the time and saying yes quite often we're over there instead of being on our side of the street emotionally. Boundaries mean I know where I end and where you begin. They give me or you a baseline of that connection to yourself, a marker that is a place to always be able to come back to you. Without that marker, I could end up asking myself, am I supposed to be here? Or over there, or maybe there. I wander into other people's lanes, carrying their emotions, their responsibilities, and even picking up their stories and carrying as if they are my own. Man, I have definitely done that. I've spent hours ruminating about other people's stories and how to fix them. Exhausting. Total waste of my time and energy. And that causes confusion in us and exhaustion and a sense of not really knowing who I am or not knowing who you are. But when I hold a clear boundary, I don't have to guess anymore. I know what's mine and I know what's not. That clarity frees me. It allows me to act with confidence instead of reacting with guilt or obligation. Because that guilt story, and, we have been trained to feel guilty for saying no. From childhood, we were told being good meant being polite, helpful, and available. That word available. How available are you all the time for others' needs? And these lessons have stuck with us, haven't they? So when you start holding a boundary, guilt raises up like an alarm bell that's going off all over the place. And the guilt may be some of these. You're selfish, you're unkind, you're letting people down. But guilt is just an old story. It is actually not the truth, because you are allowed to be on the list, and you have to be on the list if you're going to be effective and serve the people you are here for. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're really saying yes to something that sustains you. Now read that again. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're really saying yes to something that sustains you. You're saying yes to your energy, your health, your peace of mind. And here's the shift. Boundaries don't just protect you, they actually make your relationships better. When you stop overgiving, stop saying yes out of guilt, you stop building resentments. You show up more honestly, and honesty creates real trust. So holding boundaries isn't selfish, it's the opposite. It's love in action. So let's bring this down to the everyday level. Ask yourself, where in my life am I saying yes, but my body is saying no? Now, your body keeps score, we know that, and your body has a mind of its own. And it will tell you. I have a client who has now realised her stomach ulcer flares up every time she is saying yes to other people and no to her. It has helped her find the right place for her in the world. It's wonderful that she's listening to her body, and it's wonderful she's now making decisions that have boundaries on them. So ask yourself, where in my life I'm saying yes, but my body is saying no. It could be your work, agreeing to stay late when you're already exhausted. It might be your family, saying yes to every request, even when your calendar is full. It might be your friends, showing up out of obligation instead of desire. So you could start saying this little phrase. This could help you. Thank you, but that just doesn't work for me right now. Or, I need some time before I can give you that answer. We don't have to answer it in the moment. We can actually take a pause, take a breath, and get back to it. Or simply say, thank you, but no thank you at this time. I'm going to have to pass. You don't have to over-explain. You don't have to apologise. A boundary is a clear, simple, and it's kind. You do not have to justify you saying yes to you and no to others. Here's the test. Notice how your body feels after you hold that boundary. Do you feel lighter, more settled, more connected to yourself? Do you feel a little bit proud when you say no to others and yes to you? That feeling is your evidence. That's your body telling you, yes, this is the bridge back to me. And this is maybe me just building my first bridge to me. So here's what I want you to take away today. Boundaries are not about shutting the world out. It's about opening a bridge to yourself so you can connect with others from a place of truth, not resentment. They help you stay on your side of the street, act from clarity instead of confusion, and release the old guilt story that says you're selfish for choosing you. Because you're not selfish, you're sovereign. You have sovereign energy running through your body, and you are allowed to acknowledge it. Until next week, remember you matter. It all begins and ends with you. Now, if this episode has resonated with you and you would like to have a call with me, book a call now. You'll find that on my Facebook, or you can just email me at welcome@lizziesinsightcoaching.com. That would be great. And let's have a call and see if we could work together, because I may be the person for you right now. And that would be great. And I would love to get to know you. Bye for now. Next week, everybody, take care of you. You matter. Look after yourself because you're the most important person in the room. You can find more tools and inspiration on my website, lizziesinsightscoaching.com, and my YouTube channel where I share EFT tapping videos you can follow along with. If you haven't tried tapping before, I encourage you to give it a go. It's a powerful tool for transformation. And please subscribe to my channel. If you're ready to move past your past and start living more impactfully, you can reach out to me at welcome@lizziesinsightscoaching.com. I may have a space for a one-to-one EFT counselling session, or for those ready to truly step in their power, I offer an 8-week program, Release and Truly Align. Don't let anything be a barrier between you and the life you're most meant to live. Thank you again for joining me today on the Fairy Elephant Effect. Have a great week. Until next time, everybody. Bye for now.